Muses, how's it going? Hey Muses, how's it going? Hey Muses, Sarah here. Today we're going to be talking about how to hike with your dog. And I don't mean backpacking or overnight camping when I say hike with your dog. I mean day hikes, so something simple. A lot of people have gotten quarantine dogs throughout the past year, and maybe you're not into hiking, or maybe you're just getting into hiking, and this video is for you. We have a special guest today, little Tilo. Here he is. Hi, say hi to the camera. Hi everyone. Okay, he doesn't really want to be a part of this. Well, he's gone now, so let's get started. I'm going to be going over 4 things that I think everyone should have on every single hike. Then I'm going to go into some things you may or may not want. They're kind of up to you, and it also depends on your dog. So the 4 things you need to go hiking with your dog are an ID, water, a leash, and something for elimination. So let's start with number 1, ID. First, you definitely always need something on your dog so that they are identifiable. This is important even if you have a very well-trained dog, because sometimes things happen that are out of your control, right? Bad things happen. We don't like to talk about them. We don't like to think about them, but sometimes we need to. The first step you could do is to get a simple little ID. They're available at most pet stores. You can just engrave their name on the front, and then we have our phone numbers on the back. So if someone were to find Tilo or Jaro, they could easily just call us and we can meet up. A second method is to get them microchipped. I would recommend both, honestly. We have both IDs and microchips for both of our dogs. What if something were to happen, your dog gets away from you, and maybe their collar gets stuck on a tree or on some wire and it rips and comes off? Then your first form of ID is gone. So having a microchip in your dog is sort of like backup for you and for your dog, because you want to be together immediately after something like that happens. Nobody likes sitting around wondering where their dog is at. It's for the good of you and your dog. Second on the list is going to be water. Do you ever go hiking without water? I didn't think so. And neither should your dog. You should always have water for your dog. It's so important for them to stay hydrated. We have 2 separate containers of water for us and then some for our dogs. And we also have water bowls. You know, we used to go around with just a Tupperware container. It was cheap. We already had it around and we didn't have much money to spend on extra things. If you're in a different position, you may want to consider getting an actual hiking bowl for your dog. We have this kind of collapsible bowl for our dogs, and we absolutely love it. We think it's super handy to carry around. It's made of silicone and it has a little carabiner on the end for us to attach to our backpack. Now, some people don't like these because they are smaller at the base is smaller than the top, as you can see here. You can change that depending on the level that you have it out because it's collapsible. But if you don't really care for that style, there's plenty of other water containers out there. I think Rough Dog makes one that has a wider base and it goes smaller at the top. That's basically if your dog might knock over the water bowl a lot. I've also seen these really interesting water bottle containers where it's like a water bottle with attached to the spigot is like a bowl that comes out. Those seem super cool, but we don't have one and we haven't tested one, so I don't have any opinions on them except that they seem very cool. Third is a leash. You should always have a leash for your dog. Some trails allow dogs on leash, other trails allow them off leash, and some trails don't allow dogs at all. Make sure you do your research before you go hiking with your dog to make sure that they can come with. An important reason for keeping your dog on leash is for your dog's safety, but also for others. So we have a dog, Jaro, that's pretty skittish and scared of people, and especially of dogs running towards him off leash. And you know, that creates a risk for everyone involved. So if you are on an on-leash trail, please keep your dog leashed. If you want your dog to be off-leash, go to an off-leash place. Because people go to these trails specifically because they are on or off-leash. So it's really important to respect and follow the rules wherever you go. Last but not least is elimination. So, you know, It's a human's duty to pick up their dog's duty. Was that too much? It might have been too much. But really, pick it up. It's easy, it's cheap, and not only do you need to pick it up, you need to throw it away. Just make sure you pack it out. It's just like human poop. Get rid of it. There's the 4. ID, water, a leash, and elimination. With that being said, there are some things you may or may not want to have with you. One thing we carry pretty often when we go on hikes is like a little extra container for them. We have a fanny pack. It's really easy to just stuff a bunch of poop bags in here along with some treats. You can do a fanny pack. They have these like crossover bag things. You can just store them in a backpack if you carry a backpack with you. Just an option. A second thing you might want to consider, again, kind of depending on where you're hiking and how long you're hiking for, is first aid. This can come in a variety of forms. It could just be something to clean a wound. It could be some gauze to wrap up a wound. It could be even little booties for them. Like, look how cute these are. They're so cute. This also could include a harness with an attaching like grabber so that you can pick up your dog and carry them out. Our dogs are so small they don't really need that. We could just carry them out, but if you have a bigger dog, you might want to consider that. Again, sort of depending on the hike you're doing. It's good to have safety there. Also sort of dependent on where you're hiking and what the temperature is. You might want some insulation or comfort for them. This can be a blanket for them to lay on if you're planning on taking an extended break. This could be a little sweater for them in case it's chilly. It could be a cooling sweater for them in case it's very hot. It all depends on where you're going and what you plan on doing. One last thing is to train your dog. Again, this is sort of dependent on what you're doing, but who doesn't like a well-trained dog? Come! Woo!
Good boy. Good boy.
Zero! Come! Good! You want to make sure they understand to get out of the way when other people are coming down the trail, especially when it comes to bikers or people who are moving faster than you. It can get really dangerous, even on leash, when a dog doesn't know to get out of the way. Training is always preferable, so if you can work on that, it's good to do. And last but not least is a little backpack for your dog. This kind of goes hand in hand with a harness. Some backpacks are made to be a harness. Other backpacks are separate, and it also goes along with safety. Some backpacks have that little thing you can grab on the back of them, so it's like a 2-in-1 or a 3-in-1. And backpacks are more commonly used on longer hikes and backpacking trips. But hey, if you don't want to carry your dog's stuff, you can make them carry it. It's okay. If you are going to use a backpack though, make sure you start small, so you don't want to push your dog too far too soon or they could injure themselves, and that would make the hike not fun for anyone. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you liked it, and I hope you go hiking with your dog sooner rather than later. It's great for everyone involved, and it's super duper fun, and they'll be tired. It's a win-win. So if you like this, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye!